There's a couple of knives I finished. I think I got the dyes mixed up. This was black, and I think I may have mixed a bit of brown and black together for this one. This was supposed to be brown, but it's come out quite dark. Now, this one is slightly darker. Both these knives have been sold, but I'm just showing them for the people that are getting them, basically. Right, let's look at this one first of all. These are when I show my knives on the videos, you see them in their dry form. What do I mean by that? Well, I've seen knives by other knife makers and they're swimming in oil. When you apply a layer of oil to a knife, it tends to hide the flaws, any scratches. So this is dry. There's no oil on the blade. It's all been wiped dry. So this knife is Massa birch with a tapered tang, black G10 liners. There's a little mark, natural mark in the wood there. So when I actually when you oil the knife, let me show you what happens. Can you see how it makes it all sort of bling and glisten and shine and look really nice? Now, if there had been any flaws or whatever, or little marks, you know, the oil would mask that. So that's why I tend to show the knives in their dry format. So that's that one. Dangler. Now this one, this is stabilised English yew wood. And with Corby bolts. Thicker red G10. I think I like the thicker liner myself. It's a personal choice. I like the Corby bolts. It's less cluttered, I think. So it's quite a nice, simple bushcraft knife. Just built to a nice standard. So a good, solid knife. When I send the knives out, I put a layer of Vaseline on the blade. In fact, we'll do that to this one now. So again, just make sure the blade's nice and dry, and the metal work around the spine. So this is what I do. Just bit of Vaseline, swirl it round the blade. Obviously when you're doing the cutting edge, you're always moving your finger away, across the edge that way, never that way. Do the spine of the knife all the way up. This protects it in transit around the pommel. And this is also a good way to store the knife. You don't really want to be storing your knife dry and sticking it in a drawer, because you don't know what happens to the atmosphere. You know, the atmosphere in people's homes the air, it changes in its moisture content. Sometimes homes can be damp, and that dampness will work its way eventually through to the knife blade, and then you end up with rust, and that's what you don't want. So after a while the knife will form a patina, and that patination will actually help protect the knife. Also, what I've started to do recently with the blades, with the finishing, I've gone to a higher finish on the flats, and the reason being is that the more sort of slightly polished finish, it's harder for us to get a start on that, because there's there's less sort of surface area for it to, or less, how can I put it, roughness. If you could look at a knife blade close up, you can see what's called the scratch pattern in it, and if the scratch pattern's got sharp ridges, shall we say, then that's a better environment for moisture to cling to and for rust to start. But by giving the knife a fine finish and then a slight buffing, it rounds off those sharp, that sharp pattern, and it just gives it it makes it harder for moisture to get a start on the knife, and it gives it some kind of rust proofing. As I say, eventually when the steel does darken with age and form a patina, or if you've maintained the knife properly, you won't get any rusting problems at all. So that's those two. They're ready to be wrapped up and sent out. Good old Vaseline. So something else good that's happened. Right, let's just, I want to hide some information from you, because there's some information which I don't want to share with people. But anyway, and that is obviously my hospital number, you don't need to know that. There it is, the appointment to go and see them. Hopefully they're going to remove the gold weight. But I've had some issues with my eyesight, and obviously to be a good knife maker you need three things. You need to have some basic skills, you need to have a steady hand, and you need two damn good eyes. And I don't have two damn good eyes. In fact, my left eye is quite appallingly bad, and my right eye could be perhaps a little better. So I've been struggling somewhat, and I hope I found a solution which will keep me knife making a bit longer. Cheap as chips off of the auction site, because I wear a full face respirator. In the past, when I used to use just a normal half face respirator, my eyes were open to the environment, and I used to have this thing that sort of sat on my head, and then it came out here somewhere, and then it came down, and it had two magnifying lenses here, but obviously I couldn't wear that with my new respirator. So with the new respirator, obviously my whole face and my eyes are kept in a nice clean environment, which is really essential. And I need the glasses to be on my face like this. So I got these, and I've got to wear them in conjunction with normal glasses, because the normal glasses sort out my prescription for my eyesight, and then these go on and magnify things about 1.8 times. So I think they'd be great for this sort of distance, fine grinding, fine finishing, which is where I need to be seeing really good. And that's it. But these were only £6. I don't think they're very durable, in that they're probably made from soft plastic. So I'm going to be really looking after them, and provided I can keep the scratches off of them, I reckon they'll do the job. So I finished a few knife builds recently. A few of them have already gone out. I didn't do any filming or videoing of that. Sometimes it's just nice to get on with what I've got to be doing here, and move forward that way. So sorry for the lack of videos. When I'm perhaps more in the groove of filming and making more videos, I'll do some more workshop videos. I've got a few little projects on the go at the moment. I've got my new lot of steel. So I've got a mixture of 4mm, 3mm steel, and I've got some wider steel there, which would be for a couple of kitchen knives. I think I've got a camp knife. That'll be the camp knife steel. So I'll be doing a couple of camp knives as well over the course of the next few weeks. Before I go, people are often asking about the dogs, how the dog's doing. They're doing really well. Carmen, come on. See if I can get Carmen to come. Come on, Carmen. Carmen's a good girl. Oh, look at her.
She's the one
Oh, there's the Carmen. She's the biggest dog of the two.
I got the one behind her.
Mandy's got Zeta. So there's the Carmen. Yeah. She's a good girl, aren't you? She's a very well behaved dog.
We'll put her down now, can I?
Yeah, put her down.
Yeah.
She's the one we've had the longest now. We've had Carmen for... How long we had you, Carmen? October? Yeah, about 10 months I suppose. And as you can see, she's very settled in and very relaxed. And she's a big lump. Big dog. Zeta. Come here. There's little Zeta. This is little Zeta. She's a bit of a rascal in that she wants to, when she goes on a walk, she wants to do her own thing, and she'll often just run away and find a smell, a scent, and if she's off the lead, she will often be gone. Sorry about that, I had a phone call. But anyway, yeah, the two dogs. Carmen. The good thing about the two dogs is that, unlike my last two, which were terriers, they used to fight and they were terrible. We had to separate them and all sorts. But these two generally get on quite well. Carmen's moving her face away. She doesn't want to get too close though. Oh, come here, kiss, kiss. Ah, good girl. Yeah, good girl. Yeah. Right then, that's it. Off we go. Time to go. Time to go back to work. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now. You want a walkie? You want a walkie? Your eyes need cleaning. This is